On behalf of the Washburn University Board of Regents, the faculty, administration, and staff, I welcome you to this commencement in Washburn University's 157th year. We are so glad to have the opportunity to come together today to celebrate our graduates. This ceremony is being live streamed to those who are joining us remotely, and we have many faculty supporting their students remotely today as well. And now I invite you to please stand as the Washburn Wind Ensemble, under the direction of Dr. Tom Seddon, performs our national anthem. You may be seated. Thank you to Dr. Seddon and the Washburn Wind Ensemble. The music program is such an important part of Washburn, and we are so pleased that members of the Washburn Wind Ensemble are here with us today. Please let's give them another round of applause. At this time, it is my sincere pleasure to introduce to you the members of the Washburn University Board of Regents participating in this evening's ceremony. Joining us today are Mr. John Dietrich and Mr. Terry Beck, Chair of the Board of Regents, and both are graduates. Please join me in recognizing the tremendous leadership and vision with which this board serves and governs Washburn University. And now I am delighted to introduce Abby Troutman, President of the Washburn Student Government Association, who will introduce the platform party.
Good evening. To the graduates, I say congratulations. To the friends and families here today and watching remotely, thank you for your enduring support. To the faculty, thank you for the time and effort you always give to create an exceptional educational experience at Washburn. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce the platform party for today's ceremony. I ask each member of the party to stand when I call your name and remain standing. Dr. Tom Prasch, Professor and Chair of History and Geography Department and Grand Marshal of this evening's ceremony. Mr. Richard Vaughan, President of the Alumni Association Board of Directors. Dr. Eric Rosepitch, Vice President for Student Life. Dr. Richard Lickey, Director of Enrollment Management. Dr. Laura Stevenson, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Julianne Mazacek, Vice President for Academic Affairs. And Dr. Jerry Farley, President, Washburn University.
Thank you so much, Abby. The road to graduation from Washburn University offers undergraduate students not only an opportunity to earn a degree, but various additional experiences as well. Through the Washburn Transformational experience, students grow in ways they did not know were previously possible. Students have the opportunity to participate in up to 4 different transformational experiences before graduation. These Washburn Transformational experiences are described in your program. And this evening, we would like to recognize those students who are with us who have completed 1 or more WTE experiences by asking them to stand. If you are a student who participated in WTE, please stand. Thank you so much. This truly is a hallmark program for Washburn University, and we are so pleased that we are able to offer that to students, and even during our virus, we were able to offer that. We'd also like to recognize a special set of students. Our graduates this evening, there's another very special group, and that is, you'll notice around Lee Arena this evening that there are a number of students wearing a special stole that reads First Gen. These students are the first in their family to receive a bachelor's degree. It is such an honor that you chose Washburn, and we are proud to call each of you an Ichabod. Can we please give a round of applause for all of our first-generation graduates today? Veterans, we are honored to recognize a very special group of students. Will all of our veterans please stand? Those of you joining our students today who are veterans, will you please stand also so we may honor you? Thank you so much for your dedicated service to our country. These students and these family members have served their country with honor, and we are pleased to recognize them as part of our graduation ceremonies this evening. And now it is my sincere pleasure to introduce the president of Washburn University, Dr. Jerry Farley.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hey, good move. Welcome to this 2021 commencement ceremony. We are so excited about this tonight. No doubt it's a day you and your families have looked forward to for some time, as have we here at Washburn. Congratulations to each of you on this attainment of perhaps the most significant achievement of your academic career. You have invested countless hours attending classes, studying, preparing papers, and taking examinations. You, your families, your friends, and your fellow students are all proud of what you have accomplished. But now, you must give back. Everyone will want you to do more. You will assume more responsibilities in every community that you're in, every organization of which you're a part. And you have an obligation to all those folks to give back to our society as an educated person. You are an educated person. We're excited to celebrate with you and are so proud of your achievements. I hope you'd allow me a few moments to talk with you and share with you the challenge we face as educated citizens. Today, there seem to be an ever-increasing number of ways to polarize, and to separate ourselves. Divisive, ideological differences are particularly troublesome to me. While persons should have the strength of their convictions, we must remember that we live in a society where people have different views. We hope that during your time at Washburn, we have helped prepare you to learn to think critically and to discuss and debate civilly. We learn listening to others who think differently than we do. But we should not be satisfied to be told how to think. We hope that you have developed the skills to form your own judgments, your own opinions, based upon a wide range of ideas from many different perspectives, and that you will actively engage in civil discourse. There's a gentleman, faculty member named Stephen Carter, in a book that he wrote called Civility. He defines civility and civil discourse, quote, the sum of many sacrifices that we all are called upon to make for the sake of our living together, end quote. He contends that without some disagreement, no civil discourse can occur. If you think about that, it makes sense. You must have some reason to listen and talk with one another. Otherwise, you're hearing exactly the same thing, only coming from a different mouth. One of the unique things about our humanity is that we are called on to use our brains. Do not check your brain at the door. Thinking is an essential part of living in a democracy. When people are allowed to think for themselves, they will likely, inevitably, have some disagreements. In the process of discussing controversial ideas, disagreement may ensue. Here be more discord and debate. We must talk with and listen to one another in order to civilly disagree. We must speak honestly, and we must speak decently. Sometimes I hear things that are not so decent. Too often, we hear people stating their positions in an absolutist, confrontational way. They belittle or personally attack those who disagree with them, or they employ stereotypes or use language that is hurtful or hateful to any group. It is particularly important and particularly perfectly acceptable to have strong opinions. But it's important to understand and respect the uniqueness viewpoint of others when expressing our opinions. An educated person is also learning and is always learning. Even though you encounter disagreement and sometimes even conflict, you have the skills as a Washburn graduate to maintain an atmosphere of mutual respect. Active learning with your undivided attention and respect is essential. Being a part of a community requires that we regularly place the common good above, above one's own self-interest. There must be discourse to explain, to disagree, and to resist, to test, and hopefully to find common ground, and perhaps move forward together. We can do better at disagreeing without being disrespectful. We must take responsibility and leadership in creating environments in which dialogue flourishes and everyone is respected. during your time here with us at Washburn, I hope you have learned the skills necessary when you are engaged in and challenged by people that don't respect the same things of you. You should excel as a Washburn graduate. Tonight, we thank you for coming to Washburn. We hope that you have had an extraordinary good time while you're here. You have learned much that will serve you for the rest of your lives. We wish you the very, very best. Congratulations tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Farley. We will now proceed to the conferring of graduate degrees. Graduates, as you approach the stage and take a photo before entering the stage, you're invited to remove your facial covering if you choose to. We ask that parents, relatives, and friends remain seated so as not to obstruct the graduates or the professional photographers, but please feel free to stand up, clap, cheer, wave, whatever you need to do to celebrate your student that is appropriate. So we look forward to celebrating their hard work with you. So will all candidates for a master's degree please rise? President Farley, those before you and in absentia are candidates for a master's degree. I am pleased to present to you now for the conferring of their degrees those who have completed the requirements and have been recommended by the faculty.
Thank you, Dr. Mazurchak. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Washburn University, I hereby confer upon those who have completed the requirements the appropriate degree with all of the honors, the rights, the privileges, and the responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Candidates for these degrees will be presented by their academic dean.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Master of Arts and Master of Education degrees.
Sarah Corbin.
The master's degree represents more than 30 academic credit hours of advanced study beyond a bachelor's degree. We're proud to welcome our new master's degree graduates as alumni of Washburn University. We only have one joining us tonight, but we're so grateful that you were able to come and be recognized at graduation. Thanks to a generous gift to Washburn University by Erna and Gretchen Siberson, the Siberson Award has been established to honor the most deserving students selected from among the highest-ranking members of the senior class in the undergraduate program at each commencement. Based on their outstanding academic performance, 6 students have been selected as Fall 2021 Siberson Award finalists. These students are truly exceptional and have been recognized by their faculty for their outstanding accomplishments. Additional information regarding their outstanding accomplishments can be found in your program. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Siberson Award finalists for the Fall 2021 graduating class. And if you are here, I ask you to please stand. Hannah Kirby. Hannah is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Communications with minors in Mass Media and Theater. McKenna Koch. McKenna is graduating with a Bachelor of Health Science in Health Services Administration. Jasper Lumadou. Jasper is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Religious Studies and a minor in Anthropology. Reese Warren. Reese is graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in Biology. Bailey Wolf. Bailey is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Psychology with a minor in Leadership Studies. To these students and their families and friends, we extend our congratulations on your students' outstanding academic achievements. The Siberson Award Committee recently met to review the credentials of the finalists and select the recipients. One recipient has been chosen, and we will be making a public announcement via social media tomorrow. So please watch our social media site. Now it is time, Dr. Farley, to proceed to conferring of undergraduate degrees. Will all candidates for an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree please rise? President Farley, those before you and in absentia are candidates for the associate or bachelor degrees. I am pleased to present to you now for the conferring of their degrees those who have completed the requirements and have been recommended by the faculty.
Again, thank you, Dr. Mazurchak. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Washburn University, I hereby confer upon those who have completed the requirements the appropriate degree with all of the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Candidates for these degrees will be presented by their academic dean. Please be seated.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Associate of Arts, Associate of Liberal Studies, Bachelor of Public Administration, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Education, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Integrated Studies, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science degrees.
Liana Kasky. Colin Weston Gogian, Associate of Arts. Emma Moradian. Sharon Lynn Gibbs. Sheridan Voigt. Tommy Lynn Francis Ramirez. Al-Hamadi Al-Hathal. Bryn Allen Ayetz, cum laude. Ethan William Bennett. Virginia Grace Berg. Trevin Matthew Brocksterman, Mass Media, magna cum laude.
So these are honors.
Jaron Paul Caffrey, Political Science and Economic Honors, summa cum laude. Jesse Austin Chung.
Clanton.
Emily Jane Clanton.
Colbert.
Louis E. Colbert. Jackson Ezekiel Cousin, Mass Media and Film Video Honors. Kylie Lynn Cox, English Honors, magna cum laude. Brittany Renee Crocker, Psychology Honors. Madison Kate Dean, Mass Media Honors, summa cum laude. Michelle Lee Decker, Biology. Fidelia Ejuego, Psychology. Huegen. William Lawrence Evans, Anthropology and Sociology, cum laude. Noah Frick, Psychology. William Brandon Gaines, Anthropology. Reagan Gatson, French and Spanish, summa cum laude. Madeline Hazel Hess, English Literature. Corey Richard Holla, Mass Media. Riho Inomata, Communication. Hannah Rose Kirby, Siberson finalist, Communication, summa cum laude. Catherine Claire Lefevre, History. Ethan Joshua Lugahid, Communication Studies. Karina Lazo, Psychology, cum laude. Max Patrick Levasseur, Mass Media. Brianna Marie Lopez, Psychology.
It's at Lumadoo.
Jasper Louis Lumadou, Religious Studies, summa cum laude, Siberson finalist.
Live like it.
Leave Jennifer Leach, Political Science. Calvary Robert Lyle, History. Colton James Martin, Computer Science.
This is Milan.
Ezra Milan Martinez Haskins, Theater.
O'Day.
Patrick O'Day McCoy, Environmental Biology.
Chica Murakami.
Chika Murakami, Mass Media.
Mananju.
Avash Man Nanju, Computer Science.
Larisha.
Larisha Rochelle Owens, Communication.
Pretty.
Mariah Rose Pretty, Kinesiology, Cum Laude. Angelina Grace Rodriguez, Psychology, Magna Cum Laude. Caitlin Rohr, Spanish, Summa Cum Laude. McKenna Marie Saviner, Computer Information Sciences, Magna Cum Laude. Ayana Lucille Singleton, Sociology. Jackson Smith, Mass Media. Matthew Allen Smith, Computer Information Sciences. Mackenzie Kaylin Tickles, Communication Studies. Teal Brooke Tobin, Psychology and Spanish. Dalton Lee Treep, History. Austin Robert Tripp, History. Demaya Marnay Valdivia, Communication Studies, Sociology, Magna Cum Laude. Noah Mackenzie Wathen, Political Science, Magna Cum Laude. Ellie Suzanne Walker, Mass Media, Magna Cum Laude.
You know this one.
Madison Renee Weidenbach. Bailey Lauren Wolf, Summa Cum Laude, Siberson finalist.
Goshai Jean.
Gushai Zheng, English, Magna Cum Laude. Reagan Elizabeth Calhoun. Alice N. Carr, Magna Cum Laude.
Oh, okay, yeah. Danielle Marie Cottrell, Summa Cum Laude. Cole Weston Emerson, Magna Cum Laude. Olivia Marie English, Summa Cum Laude. Taylor Mackenzie Green. Kylie Dawn Harris. JC Renee Jones, cum laude. Megan Haley Meckler. Raven Dawn Mulder. Emily Michelle Precopy, magna cum laude. Austin Douglas Savage. Melissa Ann Smith. Sydney Jean Stout, education honors, summa cum laude. Kristen Hope Wenzel. Jordan Lee Mitchell. Alicia Munoz. Brooke Michelle Province. Tien Vu. Zachary Isaiah Willis, art honors, cum laude. Ryan Camille Kaufman. Kyrie Cooper. Alyssa Romaine Rabe, cum laude. Rebecca Royal. Micah Lee Snowden. Joshua Michael Griffin. Danielle Scotia McKeithrin. Aladele Adebore. Michaela Ray Brown, magna cum laude. Nagendra Damala, cum laude. Ryan Gloga. Kelsey Ray Gordon, magna cum laude, biology honors. Tatum Elizabeth Hilger. Sajan Lama. Samantha Marie Maloney. Trevor David Morrell, magna cum laude. Allison Marie Maxwell, summa cum laude. Joshua Edward Aurelio McCabe. Trevor McDaniel. Cole Andrew Miller. Taryn Newman. Taylor Dawn Nickel, magna cum laude, sociology and anthropology honors. Luke Christopher Patry. Hannah Marie Radke, biology honors, magna cum laude. Faith Marie Rottinghouse, summa cum laude. Carson Dean Sater, biology honors, cum laude. Samrat Shahi. Reese Anthony Warren, biology honors, summa cum laude, Siberson finalists.
She has 2 honors, cum laude and
Lisa Yoder, cum laude, allied health honors.
We are proud to welcome 129 bachelor degree graduates and 11 associate degree graduates as new alumni of Washburn University's College of Arts and Science. Before concluding the ceremony, graduates, I remind you that this is a moment of transition. You entered the arena as the final step in completing this stage in your educational journey as a Washburn University student. As you leave today, you begin your exciting future by joining thousands of proud Washburn University alumni. In that regard, it is now my pleasure to introduce Richard Vaughan, President of the Washburn University Alumni Association Board of Directors, who will share congratulations and a warm welcome to the Ichabod family.
On behalf of nearly 50,000 Washburn alumni, I congratulate you on your graduation tonight from Washburn University. You're joining alumni from across the nation and around the world who all have one thing in common. We are all Ichabods. Like them, you have developed a permanent and lasting relationship with Washburn. Your continued involvement will help shape the generations of Ichabods who will follow in your footsteps. Today, our graduation gift to you is a complimentary one-year membership in the Alumni Association. Simply claim it, and it is yours. We are also giving you an alumni license plate for your vehicle, and then there's also additional membership information that will be attached to the postcard of that license tag. Being a member of the Alumni Association is all the fun of college without any homework. And best of all, there are no more tests. Don't be afraid to get involved and be part of the fun. Your fellow Ichabod will welcome you with open arms. Throughout the rest of your life, the Alumni Association will keep you connected with Washburn University and your classmates. The university's reputation is built on the success of its graduates. We know you'll go on to do great things and make us all proud. We wish you happiness, good health, and prosperity. Congratulations, and again, go Bods.
Thank you, Richard. It is indeed an exciting time, and I just want to take a few moments to say thank you for being here today at our first graduation celebration since December of 2019 inside Lee Arena. This is a monumental day. Graduation is so exciting for not only the students and their family and friends, but for the faculty who have taught you and had you in classes the entire time, and it is a thrill to be able to celebrate with you today. So as a final part of our graduation ceremony, graduates, will you please rise? Now, will you please ensure that your tassel is currently on the right side of your mortarboard? As a symbol of your great achievement, please move the tassel from the right to the left side of your mortarboard to indicate your new status as a college graduate. Congratulations. Now, as a final part of our ceremony, we conclude the Fall 2021 commencement with the singing of the Alma Mater, performed by Washburn music student Joseph Coddington. The words are located on the inside cover of your program if you would like to join along.
A song of a prairie's wide, a song of a breezy shrub, a song of a bride, the true and the tried, of a college dear, a song. Washburn, Washburn, we love thee well, ours is the joy, thy praise to swell. With voices free, we'll sing of thee, and ever our praise we'll tell.
Thank you so much. Graduates, family, and friends, we at Washburn wish you the very best and brightest future. And at this time, the ceremony is complete. The platform party will exit, followed by the faculty and graduates. And we would ask that following the recessional, you are able to exit the arena. You can meet your graduates at the southeast entrance to the building. And once again, congratulations and go Bods!